afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to Des Moines, Iowa. It is a pleasure to be a part of the GIA, the GIS, and the insurance ecosystem, knowing we mutually protect so many and so much. Hello, my name is Travis Grassel, Property and Casualty Actuary for the Iowa Insurance Division. For those of you unfamiliar with Iowa's state motto, here it is: our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain. That foundation gives innovative solutions that come to Iowa the opportunity and platform from which to be greatly successful. Governor Reynolds and Commissioner Oman and their teams are all about innovation and moving our economy and the insurance industry forward. This mindset has allowed me to have the good fortune of being a GIA mentor since 2019. This year, I and others were selected to mentor Kathy Hubble, CEO and founder of Amelio Health. I am extremely confident that Amelio Health can help individuals as well as insurers in dramatic ways. So, without further ado, coming all the way from down under, please stand and join me in giving a warm From the Heartland welcome to Kathy Hubble.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And I know my accent's a little bit tough, but I'm sure you'll get through. My name's Kathy Hubble, and I'm from Amelio Health. I'm the CEO and founder. Chronic pain is the leading cause of disability globally. Amelio Health is all about reducing chronic pain, reducing opioid use, and reducing time out of work. But we also want to reduce claims costs. I have a background of 25 plus years in chronic pain management, so I've seen what works and what doesn't work. My co-founder, Stefan McSweeney, is a doctor of osteopathy and a molecular biologist, and also a Masters of Rehab in Pain Medicine. We are supported by a fantastic team who their expert subject matter supports our every need. In America, 1 in 5 people have chronic pain, and you've had over 106,000 deaths annually from prescription opioid overdose. So it's fair to say that nearly everyone in this room has been touched in some way by chronic pain and the suffering surrounding it. But you're insurers, so you would be really interested to know that insurers paid out over $635 billion in income replacement payments and medical interventions. And 90% of those costs actually came from 20% of claims. These are the ones that persist past the point of tissue healing at about the 3 to 6 month mark. Amelio Health has a proven program, digital therapeutic solution that reduces chronic pain and opioids. But we support it with wearable technology and remote monitoring and a behavioural score that comes from our learning platform. All of this data feeds into machine learning and then to our live health coaches who can nudge, change behaviour 24/7. But that's not all it can do. We actually have the ability to have predictive analytics on this data, which means we can identify who will actually end up with chronic pain. Our 8-week program is embedded with core competencies and live data from the wearables, as I said, and every behavioural score is actually reported back to the insurer at weeks 2, 4 and 8. So the very first time we have the visibility of a person in their own environment 24 hours a day, how pain is affecting their life. I'd like to introduce you to Denise. Now, Denise did our program in 2021, and she eliminated her pain in 8 weeks and went back to work full time. She had a simple injury at work. She rolled her ankle, and over the next 3 years, she rolled it a few more times. She was commenced on opioids quite early, and then eventually she had surgery, a reconstruction of the ankle. Post-operatively, she was converted to higher dose opioids such as endone, or as you would call it, oxynorm, and she was started on gabapentin. One of the side effects of gabapentin is that it causes swelling and redness and inflammation. Opioids cause hyperalgesia, which is an escalation in the sensitivity of the nervous system. Now, she had a pain score of 9 out of 10, and a pain specialist diagnosed her with complex regional pain syndrome. Now, this is when light touch on the skin actually feels like you're raking barbed wire through it. That's what she was diagnosed with. Multiple treatments failed, but she also, when she started on our program, had oxygen saturations of 85%. We were able to pick this up on the wearable. Why is that important? Well, in ICU, we actually intubate them at 85%. So she became really engaged in her data, and she took it on herself to decide to cease all of her medications. Not quite how we do it, but that's what she decided. By week 4, she was off all medication, and by week 6, she had no pain. Went back to work, and she was working 50% of the time. By week 8, she was back at work 100% of the time. Now, this indicated to us that she actually had a medication-induced form of complex regional pain syndrome. Interesting. How does this start? How does this vicious cycle start? It starts with an initial injury, then we have opioids in the mix, and we start with these pain behaviours where they avoid doing things. Maybe they'll have surgery, interventions. This causes more trauma to the nervous system, and the opioids cause sensitivity. All of this creates more and more distortion of the nervous system. This develops into chronic pain, but it doesn't stop there. It keeps going around and around and around. Further interventions, depression and anxiety, repeated treatment failures, more nervous system distortion, and eventually chronic pain just keeps building. So how do you break that cycle? Well, we did it. In 2021, we actually had 76 people go through our program, and they were all in that group from 3 to 10 years in claim duration, 83% completion rate. 95% of those people actually reached a capacity where they could return to work. Most importantly, though, we had 60% of people reduce their opioids and cease them altogether. We also halved their pain score on average. That's the difference between functioning and not functioning. So we've had some great traction along the way. We partnered early with some great rehabilitation providers in Australia. And then what we learned in that time, we actually put into redeveloping the platform from a phone app into a web app so people could access it anywhere in the world on any device. And we relaunched to direct to insurers. We've won a lot of awards for return to work, innovation in digital health, and because we're now an independent structure or company, we are now meeting all of our HIPAA and SOC 2 compliance. So I'll give you a bit of a case study on value. On a disability claims book, we might have 10,000 claims, more than 3 months long, and each one has a reserve of around 400,000. You just nod if I'm correct. And with our program, the cost of our program and the outcomes that we're able to achieve, there's a possibility to release over $2.5 billion on those 10,000 claims. Now, we do have competitors in this space, but nobody's using AI-driven health coaching and nudging 24/7 to drive behaviour change. So if you want to reduce chronic pain, you want to reduce opioid use, return to work, and you want to reduce claims costs and also reduce the burnout of your claims managers, Amelio Health would like to help you thrive in a changing world. Thank you.